You don't trust me with Brent? Then maybe we shouldn't be together. That's what she said. No yelling, no fighting, just calm, almost smug. I remember blinking, like I'd misheard her. But her eyes didn't flinch. She was serious. She was daring me. My name's Jeremy. I'm 31. I live in Eugene, Oregon. Or I did. Before we start, how's your day going and where are you joining from? Lena stood there in her fleece jacket, her backpack already loaded in the corner by the door. Boots laced up, car keys in her hand. Like she was on her way out to another one of her damn solo hikes. Which really meant Brent would be waiting in that stupid Subaru, probably already warming it up. I didn't raise my voice, didn't throw anything. I just said, "You're absolutely right." Then I walked straight into the bedroom, shut the door behind me, and sat on the edge of the bed. My phone was already buzzing. My boss had texted again that morning. "Hey, just checking in. The BC project's still open if you want it. Let me know soon." I turned it down twice already. For her. Not this time. I opened my laptop, typed out a short email. "I'll take the lead on the British Columbia project. Let's discuss logistics Monday." Sent it before I could second-guess a damn thing. She was still in the living room when I came out, scrolling like nothing had happened. I didn't say another word, just grabbed my keys and left. Drove around for an hour. Didn't even have a destination. Just knew if I stayed in that apartment one more second, I'd explode. 2 days later, she texted me like it was just another week. "Lena, what are you doing this weekend?" Me. Attached. Selfie at PDX departure gate. She replied with 3 dots, then nothing. Good. I was finally done being tested like some insecure teenager. She gave me the out, I took it. She never replied to the airport selfie. Not that day, not the next. But sitting there at the gate, waiting to board, I finally let myself admit what I'd been ignoring for months. Maybe even longer. Started slow. Brent moved back to town about 6 months ago. I remember because Lena mentioned it in passing one night like it was nothing. "Oh, Brent's back. He's working with some local trail conservation group." That was it. Just slipped it in between bites of takeout. No warning bells. Not yet. 2 weekends later, she was suddenly into hiking. "Helps clear my head," she said. "Thought you hated bugs." I joked. She shrugged. "I've changed." Sure, it was just Saturdays at first. Then she started staying overnight. Nature detox retreats, she called them. No cell service, no Wi-Fi, no photos unless she posted them after the fact. By month 3, she was packing gear I'd never seen. Expensive boots, solar chargers, a whole hydration pack setup. None of it from me. New brands, new style, new everything. And she always came back glowing. Skin flushed, eyes bright. Like she just lived a whole other life out there without me. I wanted to trust her. I really did. I told myself not to be that guy. Jealous, clingy, insecure. That's not who I am. So I swallowed it. Smiled when she showed me photos of trees and waterfalls. Told her to be safe. But it ate at me, especially when she stopped asking if I wanted to come. Hell, she stopped even pretending I could. Every time I hinted, just a simple, "Maybe I'll tag along next time," she'd deflect with something like, "It's not really your thing," or "It's super intense, not beginner-friendly," like I was some weak-ass tourist she had to babysit. Then one night, after she got back from another weekend off the grid, I got the transfer offer again. My boss said the British Columbia team needed a project lead, someone solid. I brought it up casually just to see. Her answer came without even looking up from her phone. "I'm not leaving my family or my trails." That was it. No pause, no discussion. Like the decision had already been made and I was the last to know. She didn't even ask why I was considering it again. Didn't ask what the job meant. Didn't care. And that's when I started to really see it. All the little signs I'd brushed off. How she stopped planning anything with me on weekends. How she pulled back from inside jokes we used to have. How I felt more like a roommate than a boyfriend. Looking back, her whole attitude shifted the second Brent came back into the picture. Like I got downgraded. She never said it out loud, but I could feel it. in the way she looked at me like she was always waiting for me to say the wrong thing. Every time I brought up how distant things felt, she'd spin it into a guilt trip. Why can't you be happy I found something that makes me feel alive? Like I was trying to clip her wings. But it wasn't just hiking. It was the way her world rearranged itself around Brent's return. Like suddenly I was an anchor she didn't need anymore. It all made sense once I stopped pretending. Once I started putting the pieces together, the weekend trips, the gear, the silence, the way she lit up talking about the woods but barely looked up when I walked in the door. I wasn't her partner anymore. I was her placeholder. A warm body on weekdays. A backup plan she could leave on the shelf. So yeah, when she dropped that ultimatum, if you can't trust me going out with Brent, maybe we shouldn't be together, it wasn't even a shock. It just confirmed what I already knew. I'd been written out of the story a long time ago, and I was finally ready to turn the page. I didn't wait. As soon as I walked back through that apartment door, I sat down and emailed my boss. Subject line, BC transfer, confirmed. Message, I'm in. Let's move forward. Thanks for your patience. Done. Sent. No second guessing this time. Lena didn't come home that night. She didn't even text. I figured she needed the weekend to reconnect with nature. Or maybe just Brent. She finally walked in Sunday evening. Hair pulled back in a tight braid. Face sunburned. Grinning like she'd had some kind of life-changing epiphany out in the woods. I was sitting at the table with my laptop, booking movers. She paused in the doorway, sensing something different. You good? Yep. Took the job in BC. She laughed. Wait. Seriously? She said, setting her pack down. You're not actually doing this. I leave in 2 weeks. Movers come next Friday. She stood there, blinking like I'd just spoken a different language. You're joking. No. You said maybe we shouldn't be together. I agree. I'm done. You're done. Her voice cracked. Because I go hiking? No, because you're already halfway gone. You just didn't have the guts to finish it. Her jaw dropped. You're being dramatic. I leaned back in the chair. Calm. Cold. You can stay with your parents. Or Brent. Doesn't matter to me. You don't mean this. You're just pissed. You're not thinking straight. No, I said. I'm thinking clearer than I have in 6 months. She started pacing, grabbing at straws. So that's it? You're just giving up? Throwing away 3 years because you can't handle my weekends? I stood up, walked past her to the bedroom, and shut the door. I didn't say another word. Next morning, she was gone before I woke up. Left a post-it on the fridge that just said, "Can we talk later?" Too late. By Thursday, the locks were changed. She wasn't on the lease, never was. Her stuff, packed neatly in boxes, labeled, and stacked on the porch under the awning. I even left a tarp over it in case it rained. She showed up after work. I heard her car before I saw her. First, she just stared at the boxes. Then she rang the bell 3 times in a row, pounding hard like she was about to kick the door in. I opened it halfway. Are you kidding me? She snapped. What is this? Your things. I figured it'd save you the trip. You can't just erase me. I shrugged. You already erased us. I'm just catching up. She stood there, arms crossed, eyes wide, breathing hard like she was trying not to scream. Let's just talk. Inside. 5 minutes. No. Jeremy. I shut the door in her face. Didn't slam it. Just closed it, locked it, and walked away. She stood out there yelling for another 10 minutes before finally driving off. I watched from the kitchen window. She didn't even glance back at the apartment. She still thought I'd come chasing after her. Not this time. Next day, her Instagram story was full of black and white quote graphics. Stuff like, losing someone to ambition hurts, but I choose routes over flights, and real love doesn't run. I didn't respond. Didn't need to. Her little cryptic healing era lasted about 3 days. Then my buddy Marcus, who works part-time with Brent's trail group, sent me a DM. No words, just screenshots. One was from a group chat labeled Silent Trekkers. Brent had posted a photo of Lena, half turned away from the camera in some pine clearing, bent over her pack. Caption read, "Backpack girl back at it again." Then someone else replied, "Does her boyfriend still think y'all are on a silent meditation hike?" LMAO. Brent answered, "Yeah, but who cares? She's got stamina and zero guilt. That combo's rare." Another dude chimed in, "You mean no guilt? Didn't she say he was boring as hell?" Brent. "Only when he's not out of town. Then she's on top of the world." I stared at my screen for a solid minute before I felt anything. Then it hit like a punch to the chest. I texted Marcus, "Appreciate you, man." Then I forwarded the screenshots to Lena with one line. "Trekking light?" She called within seconds. I didn't answer. She called again and again, then started texting. "Lena, please, let me explain." Lena, "That's taken out of context." Lena, "Jeremy, I swear it's not like that." I didn't reply. Not once. Instead, I went straight back to planning my move. Booked the movers, canceled the utilities, listed the furniture I didn't want to take. Started cleaning out drawers and dumping old photos. I was wiping down the shelves when her best friend Katie texted me. "Katie, wait, you're actually leaving?" I stared at the message for a while, then typed, "Yep, gone by next week." She didn't reply. Lena, though, she kept at it, calling from different numbers, leaving voicemails that started off calm, then slowly cracked open into full-blown desperation. One said, "I know I messed up, okay? But we're better than this. Please don't leave like this." Another, "You're throwing away everything. And for what? A job in the middle of nowhere." I deleted everyone. Didn't even finish listening. At work, I wrapped things up, passed off projects, trained my replacement, cleaned out my office. My coworkers threw a half-hearted goodbye lunch. Nobody really knew what happened. I didn't explain. That weekend, I posted a photo of the moving boxes stacked by the door. Caption, "Next chapter loading." No tags, no location, just a clean break. By Monday, Lena had gone from begging to blaming. Her latest story said, "Some people chase trees because they're scared to grow roots with a real one." Marcus sent another message. "Bro, Brent's been bragging nonstop. He's a clown." He attached more screenshots, newer ones. Brent talking trash like it was a badge of honor. She practically begged to share a tent. You'd think she was allergic to loyalty. The last straw? One guy in the chat asked, "Isn't she still living with her man?" Brent's answer, "Not for long. I'm taking over base camp." I didn't send those to Lena. She'd seen enough. What got me wasn't just the cheating. It was how easy it all seemed for her. Like our 3 years meant nothing. Like I was just some boring placeholder until her little adventure buddy came crawling back into town. But I wasn't gonna play cleanup for her mess. I let her spin her cryptic little breakup fairy tales online. Meanwhile, I packed up my life and got ready to actually move forward. The U-Haul was already halfway loaded when they pulled up. I was in the driveway, sweating through a gray t-shirt, tossing the last boxes in with the movers, when Lena's mom's minivan came crawling down the street like it was stalking prey. 3 doors popped open before it even stopped rolling. Lena, her mom, her sister, Grace. Ambush style, of course. "Jeremy, wait." Lena called, jog-walking toward me like this was a damn rom-com. I dropped the dolly and stepped back, arms crossed. Her mom looked straight at me like I was a runaway child. "Can we please talk before you make this kind of decision?" Grace stayed quiet, arms folded tight, eyes flicking from the boxes to Lena, then back to me. "I've made the decision," I said. "Now I'm just following through." "You've always been level-headed," her mom said. "But this is out of character. You don't just pick up and leave the country over a breakup." Lena cut in. "It's not just a breakup. It's a meltdown. You're having an identity crisis." That actually made me laugh. "You sure? Because last I checked, you're the one who said we shouldn't be together if I couldn't handle your hikes with Brent." Her face twitched. "That was taken out of context. You said it, word for word." Then I agreed. "Why is that suddenly a crisis?" Her mom stepped forward. "Sweetheart, you two have history. People say things they don't mean. Don't throw away a future over one rough patch." I turned to Grace. Is that what she told you this was? A rough patch. Grace didn't answer, just looked away. Lena tried again. Jeremy, come on. Moving to British Columbia? You don't even know anyone there. It's just running away. No, I said, calm as hell. It's me walking away, because staying here, staying with you, that would have been running in circles. She opened her mouth like she was going to protest again, but I cut her off. You want to talk about Brent? I asked. Let's talk about Brent. I pulled out my phone, scrolled, and held it up. The same screenshots Marcus had sent. Lena's mom leaned in to look. Her face went pale fast. Grace read them out loud under her breath. Backpack girl back at it again. Stamina and zero guilt. Wow. Is this real? Her mom asked, voice small now. Lena didn't answer. I asked you a question, Lena. She clenched her jaw. It wasn't serious. It was just physical. A couple times. I laughed. No humor in it. Perfect. Glad I didn't propose last month. Grace snapped her head toward Lena. Are you kidding me? Her mom looked like she'd been punched in the stomach. I didn't mean for it to go this far, Lena said quietly. You didn't mean for it to blow up, I corrected. There's a difference. Nobody had anything left to say after that. I grabbed the final box, handed it off to the mover, and slammed the U-Haul shut. Lena just stood there in the driveway, arms limp at her sides, looking like she didn't recognize me anymore. Good. That version of me. The one who stuck around, ignored red flags, waited for her to come back home every weekend like a damn puppy. He was gone. I nodded once. Y'all can go now. No one argued. They got back in the van. Quiet. I watched them pull away, then headed inside to grab my passport. The airport was calling. Customs took less than 10 minutes. Picking up the keys from the forestry office took less than 5. I pulled into the gravel driveway of my new place just before sunset. It was better than I expected. A company-owned cabin, all pine siding and big windows, nestled right at the edge of the woods. From the back porch, I could see straight into the tree line. Not a neighbor in sight. No noise. No drama. Just wind and quiet. Inside smelled like cedar and fresh paint. The bedroom had a wood stove. The fridge was stocked. Wi-Fi worked. That's all I needed. I dropped my duffel, cracked open a beer, stepped onto the porch, and exhaled so hard it felt like I hadn't breathed in weeks. My job was simple now. Led development on the Forest Sustainability Project. Manage the field teams. Coordinate trail preservation with the local parks board. Actual work that mattered, no office politics, no fake smiles. I took a picture of the view and posted it. Caption, new routes, no baggage. Within an hour, my phone lit up like it was Christmas. Matt, damn, you really did it. Alyssa, looks peaceful AF. Marcus, finally free, bro. I didn't reply to anyone. Just sat on that porch until the sky turned navy and the crickets started up. Exactly 7 days later, Lena popped up again. Big dramatic Facebook post, paragraphs long. All vague heartbreak and poetic nonsense. Closure is a two-way street. Some people leave without turning around because they were never really facing you. I loved someone who ghosted me for a passport. She turned the comments on. That was her mistake. People weren't buying it. First one said, didn't you spend every weekend with your ex though? Next one, girl, you were on silent hikes with Brent while he was at home thinking y'all were solid. Then, he didn't ghost you. He finally woke up. The whole post vanished 2 hours later. Deleted like it never happened. Then came the DM. Olivia, hey, you don't know me, but I think we need to talk. I didn't recognize her at first. Then I saw her profile pic, her and Brent in matching Patagonia jackets. His actual girlfriend. The one he never mentioned. I responded, about Lena? She replied instantly. Brent told me she was just a trail buddy, that you were totally cool with it. I didn't say a word. I just dropped the screenshots, the chat logs, the jokes, the backpack girl comments, Brent's bragging, all of it. She went quiet for maybe 10 minutes. Then, wow, thank you. He's been lying to both of us. I typed, sorry you had to find out like this. She said, don't be. I'd rather know the truth than live in whatever version he thought he could sell me. That was it. No drama. No mess. Just clean, sharp truth. I shut my laptop, walked back out to the porch, and let the cold hit my face. For once, none of it followed me. By the next morning, Olivia had lit the whole damn thing on fire. She went full scorched earth. Posted everything on her Instagram story, the screenshots, the messages, the group chat Brent thought would stay private forever. She tagged both Brent and Lena in all of it. First slide. This is what happens when you lie to two people at once. Next slide. Here's Brent talking about Backpack Girl. Here's Backpack Girl, Lena, pretending she's the victim. Then she posted one last video, just her, sitting calmly in her car, saying, ladies, if your man's on a silent hike, check his signal. If your friend says her boyfriend understands, ask him directly. And if your gut tells you someone's full of it, trust it. I didn't share it, didn't comment, didn't have to. Brent did, though. He blew up my phone that afternoon. Hey man, can we talk? It got out of hand. I never meant to disrespect you like that. Let's make peace for real. I blocked him before the third text came through. Lena tried her own spin, posted a long caption on a photo of her looking sad in the woods. Not everyone tells the full story. I was vulnerable. I trusted someone who manipulated my grief and confusion. People see screenshots, not feelings. She didn't tag anyone this time. But the comments didn't go the way she hoped. People started pulling receipts, quoting her old Roots over Flights post. Didn't age well. You weren't confused. You were camping with your ex. You were the story, Lena. Then the bigger hit came. Somebody, probably Olivia, reported her for fraud. Turns out Lena had applied for a small environmental grant from the state last spring. Claimed her primary residence was still with her parents. Tax break, easier approval. Thing is, she hadn't lived there full-time in over 2 years. State audit opened up quick. I heard about it through mutual friends. Apparently she owed several thousand in back penalties, had to repay the grant, and tanked her shot at getting any future project funding. Her little nature wellness brand? Gone. She had to move back home. Full circle. Brent didn't come out clean either. Olivia dumped him publicly, made it clear she wanted nothing to do with him again. And the trail group? They turned on him fast. I got a text from Marcus the same week. Bro, they're calling him Trail Mix now. I didn't get it at first. Then he explained, because he mixes girls and lies. I actually laughed out loud. First time I'd really laughed in weeks. Brent tried to recover his image, posted some men's mental health crap about forgiveness and growth. Nobody bought it. Every time he commented on a post, someone replied with Trail Mix strikes again. Lena stayed quiet after the audit. No more sad selfies. No more quotes. Just silence. That was the best part. Not the mess. Not the drama. But the quiet after, the part where I didn't have to respond to anything. I just kept building my life. And they kept tripping over the wreckage of theirs. 2 months of quiet. No posts. No texts. No fake apologies. Then she showed up. I was walking out of the forestry center just after noon, heading to grab lunch from the food truck that parked by the trailhead on Thursdays. Sun was high, bugs buzzing in the trees, and I had my sunglasses on, not really looking around. I almost didn't notice her at first. But there she was, leaning against the front of a rented Subaru like a scene out of a bad indie movie. Arms crossed, oversized sunglasses, hair tied up like she wanted to look casual. Jeremy, she said, pushing off the bumper. My stomach dropped. I didn't answer, just kept walking. She rushed to catch up. Please, just 5 minutes. Just coffee. I came all this way to talk to you face to face. I paused halfway to the path. How the hell did you even find me? She gave a little shrug. Your friend tagged you in that waterfall post last week. Of course. I'm fine with blocking people, I muttered. But I guess not everyone gets the memo. I'm not here to fight, she said quickly. I'm not here to rehash everything. I've been in therapy. I cut Brent off completely. I'm trying to fix things. I looked her over. She definitely looked different, quieter, smaller almost. But I wasn't stupid. Fix what, exactly? Myself, she said. And maybe us. I let out a short breath. There is no us, Lena. She blinked fast but didn't back off. I thought you'd always be there for me. That pissed me off more than anything else she could have said. You don't get to say that, I snapped. I was there. For 3 years. Through all of it. But you only noticed when I left. Her mouth opened, but nothing came out. She took a slow breath and changed tactics. Jeremy, I didn't plan to say this here, but I'm pregnant. I stared at her, dead silent. Then I laughed, loud and sharp. That's not even possible, I said. We haven't been together in how long? 5 months? 6. She looked down, bit her lip, tried to squeeze out some fake emotion. I wasn't sure how to tell you. I stepped closer. Try telling the truth for once. Her whole body stiffened, and her voice dropped to a whisper. I'm not pregnant. I didn't know what else to say. I shook my head. Yeah, you did. You just hoped I'd still be that guy who gave a damn. She looked up at me, eyes wide and glassy. I miss you. You miss control, I said flat. You miss someone cleaning up your mess. She reached for my arm, pulled away. No more performances, Lena. I'm done watching your show. I turned and walked straight back toward the building, not looking back once. She didn't follow. By the time I got to the door, my phone buzzed. A new number. Another attempt. I blocked it immediately. Then I blocked the rental plate on the building's visitor log just in case she tried again. I didn't need closure. I didn't need to forgive her. I just needed to never see her face again. 2 weeks after the fake pregnancy stunt, Lena reappeared on Instagram like nothing happened. New guy, new vibe, new personality. She was suddenly deep into CrossFit. Her entire feed turned into sweaty gym selfies, kettlebells, and captions like, "Pain is progress," and "Strong women lift more than weights." The dude? Some trainer she met at her gym. Beard, sleeve tattoo, flexing like he was in a protein powder ad. I scrolled past it all without stopping. But mutuals kept sending screenshots like they were breaking news. One text from Marcus stood out, though. Marcus, bro, you're not gonna believe this. Guess who just relocated to your compound? I stared at the screen. Me, you're kidding. Marcus, Brent, cabin 12. 12. That was 3 units down from mine. I didn't respond, just stood in my kitchen, staring out the window at the edge of the trees, trying not to let it piss me off. Next day, I ran into him in the laundry room. He was wearing joggers and a smug little grin, folding towels like nothing had ever happened. He looked up when I walked in. Jeremy, man, small world. Huh. I ignored the handshake he offered. He gestured to the girl next to him. Short blonde, looked early 20s, probably didn't know half the story yet. This is Tori. She just moved here from Idaho. I didn't look at her. I looked at him, dead in the eye. We're not friends, I said. We never were. Tori glanced at him. Brent chuckled awkwardly, trying to play it cool. All good, man. No hard feelings. I didn't say anything else. Just tossed my laundry in the washer and left. Later that week, I heard from Marcus again. Marcus. Yo, that girl Brent introduced you to, Tori? She just dumped him. Me? Already? Marcus. Yup. Found Olivia's old highlight story. Saw everything. Cut him off cold. Couldn't say I felt bad. Around the compound, people started to talk. Quietly, but I noticed. One of the trail staff called me the guy who ditched the cheater for a better life. Another volunteer said I had the cleanest break story they'd ever heard. Felt weird, like I was some cautionary tale people respected. I didn't ask for it, but I didn't mind it either. 'Cause yeah, I had walked away. I didn't scream. I didn't beg. I didn't burn bridges. I just left the matchbook behind and let them set fire to their own shit. A few months after the laundry room moment, everything finally leveled out. I was sitting on the deck of a lakeside cabin with Aoife, Feet up, coffee in hand, her reading some paperback about rewilding, me doing absolutely nothing, and I realized I hadn't thought about Lena in over a week. Aoife's from Ireland, works remotely for a conservation publishing house, and somehow thinks the whole trail buddy drama is the funniest shit she's ever heard. First time I told her, she nearly spit out her wine. Wait, she actually used the term nature detox while she was cheating? That's bloody rich. She's smart, low drama, talks to trees sometimes, but in a cool, grounding way. Nothing performative about her. We met at a local trail cleanup project, hit it off and never forced anything. No games, no weird silences, just ease. And yeah, I got promoted again. Permanent team lead now. More responsibility, better pay. Still get to spend my mornings outside and my evenings in peace. A few weeks ago, I posted a photo of me and Aoife in front of the cabin. Just us, the fire pit, and a dog someone brought along for the weekend. Caption: no exes, no drama, just wood smoke and real smiles. It got more likes than anything I've posted in years. Every once in a while, someone still sends me Lena's cryptic nonsense. She's quieter now, more filtered. Soft quotes, nature pics with no location tags. Her gym boyfriend's already vanished from her grid. Marcus texted me last week. Marcus. She's posting those sad mountain pics again. Me. Let her. Truth is, I don't care anymore. Not even a little. No hate. No bitterness. No more mental reruns of what I should have said or done. If anything, I just wish I'd left sooner. Would have saved myself the slow bleed. Would have gotten to this life faster. This porch, this quiet, this woman who doesn't need to prove anything. Turns out you can find peace after a storm, but only if you walk away from the weather.